All right, this section is about introducing your puppy to another dog or another pet in your house. A lot of people have another dog or another pet and they decide to get another dog. So introducing the puppy to the other pet is sometimes a little bit of a challenge, and of course that has mainly to do with your older or existing dog or cat or other pet, of course. You know your dog or cat or whatever pet you have, and you know their behavior, I think anyways, around other dogs or other animals. The puppy often, it's like bringing home a baby. When you bring home a baby, they just learn to adapt because they're thrown into this life and they learn to adapt one way or another, whether there's one other sibling or they have lots of siblings or they're just their only child. It's the same with puppies. They don't know any better. It's basically you bring your puppy home and look, new puppy, go figure it out. I know often you read online, introduce the one pet to the other on a neutral ground because one may be a little protective of the other. I've seen it so many times. You just put the puppy down and they'll figure it out. It's really that simple often. So obviously there's a couple things that come to mind. It depends on your other dog or cat, or it's usually those two animals that may have a little bit of an issue with the new puppy, because if it's an older dog or an older cat and they're not used to having a new life running around checking everything out, they may sometimes be a little nervous. They may sometimes be a little hostile at first. It's just a matter of getting used to it, to the new puppy. So obviously, you know your dog or cat better than I do, and if you find that your dog may have a bit of a hard time with a new puppy, just maybe gently introduce them, and you sometimes have to separate them a little bit, because if the dog really is older, a happy, hyper puppy sometimes can be a bit overwhelming for your other dog. So just in that case, you just may want to kind of gently introduce them a little bit. But it's nature, they'll eventually figure it out. One will just tell the other to back off if they're too overwhelming. So it's very simple that way. Same with cats too. Sometimes a cat, you know your cat better. If it's a hide behind the couch kind of cat, then it probably won't bother with the new puppy. If the cat is a bit more aggressive, as in I'm the king of the castle, and it doesn't like the puppy, it will let the puppy know to back off one way or another. If you have a cat that's not declawed, it is possible that they may just give a little to the puppy, and the puppy will be like, okay, you're in charge, no problem. They kind of need to learn this, and you just often just have to let them figure it out. So in the end, it's actually a very simple process. I've seen it so many times. You put a puppy down and they'll figure it out from there. And it just takes a few days to get used to each other. And other than that, just give it some time. Let them explore each other. And if necessary, again, as I said, sometimes just give them some time away from each other. Just, if they're too close to each other and one is not used to the other one yet, just place the other one, the puppy, for example, just on a timeout or so. Just separate them for a little bit. Other than that, you should be fine. All right, it's time to move on to the next section where we're starting with some pre-training. We'll see you then.